Greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. Stephanie D. Burroughs, president of Stephanie Speaking, and it is such a pleasure to join with you once again. I want to welcome you to the Grit Factor program. And the Grit Factor program, I'll be talking about a number of different things, but it's all about how we are embracing and using and incorporating grit, being grounded, resilient, intentional, and tenacious in everything that we do. So you may hear a little bit about that today, but I've got some good stuff and I just wanted to share with you quickly, some updates. And let me just share with you a little bit for those of you who don't know about who I am and what I do. For more than 35 years, I've been a speaker, I've been training, advocating for and coaching minority women, small veteran LGBTQ business owners. I've been managing and directing projects and programs for that community through a number of different organizations. Really powerful opportunity that I've had to really make a difference in the lives of those business owners who have wanted to go on and do business with really huge agencies, whether they be governmental, public, corporate, or authorities. So I've had fun doing it too, because I got to do the things I was really passionate about. I got to do the things I really wanted to do. And I was blessed because people allowed me to do it. So in many cases, in the various different realms in which I had an opportunity to make that difference, I was left alone to do it the way I wanted to do it. And being an entrepreneur, and I'm a full-time entrepreneur, and having the opportunity to be an entrepreneur and at some points in time work for others, and take that knowledge and that experience and be able to bring that into the business and to take my entrepreneurial spirit and mindset and bring that into jobs for those that I had. It was just pretty cool. I really literally, in some of those instances, had the opportunity to run the program as if it was my own business, like run it like a business. So I've had fun with that. I've enjoyed it. It's been a challenge like none other. It took grit to the nth degree. You worked 8 to faint, 7 days a week. So look, if you've experienced it, most of us have also, just in a different arena. But I just wanted to share with you that in doing all of this work that I've done over all these years for the business community, I've been able to help many. I mean, I've worked with several thousand when I look at those who have come and heard me speak or train or one-on-one working with them. But I've also watched and had them record millions, hundreds of millions in dollars in contracts gained. And also, so many of them have become certified for the appropriate socioeconomic and diversity certifications. Look, there's a whole bunch I can talk about. I've got some things I'll be posting for you, and I'll be sharing with you some links, so you'll be able to take that information and do it with it what you will. If you want to know more about me, you can always go to my bio, visit my website, www.stephaniespeaking.com. If you want to also check out my e-speaker profile. So let me throw that in there for you right now. Just one moment. For those of you who, I hope you all are having a happy Sunday. Let me just say that. That's so important. I've had a wonderful Sunday morning and early afternoon, and I'll share with you why in a moment. So there's my e-speaker page. And for those of you who want to take a look at the website, it's www.stephaniespeaking.com. So that's simple enough, and I'll also put that up there for you. I was just feeling really good when I came back in from service this morning, and I know the pastor gave a message that I know was tough for some folks, and I could relate to it because many of those stages I've already gone through, but I'm still going through some new stages and more. There's always more. Isn't that a trip? There's always more. We're never there. we never fully arrive. But one thing that does happen is as we're working on our inner person and we're working on ourselves and we're working on our minds, our thoughts, what we're thinking, what we're speaking, we're working on what we're putting out into the universe. And so that we can manifest or see the outcome be that which we understand is why we're here. So when we get to that point, it's just continuing to be better at it. But it takes grit. Ooh. Telling you, but we're going to talk about that another time. I just had some things I wanted to share with you. This is who I am. I want to welcome you, and we're going to talk about spiritual green tea, the main thing, and there's power in your name. So I'm letting you know right now, these are some of the things that are coming up. The spiritual green tea, the main thing, and there's power in your name. And I just want to make sure I've got everything up for you that I wanted to have. Okay, this is next. So before I go to that, let's talk about spiritual green tea. So the reason why I wanted to put that in for today, because it is, after all, Happy Sunday. And as I said to you, I came back feeling so wonderful from just learning and receiving new and old, but things that I know I have to work on. But then I came back, and before I started this broadcast, I was watching the different Facebook Lives from Anointed for Business. Excuse me. And if you're following me on my Facebook, then you would have seen me posting some things about Anointed for Business. You'll even see it in the banner on my profile. And I've been sharing it as well, sharing some of the earlier posts, the training posts, the marketing posts that were really full-blown trainings from not yet, but Delatoro L. McNeil II. This was his very first conference for Anointed for Business, and it's a very, very different kind of conference. Well, I'll tell you, I really, really, really wanted to be there. My heart wanted to be there. My mind wanted to be there, but there were other issues and challenges and circumstances. And so what I did was say, Father, if you really mean for me to be there, you will make it so. And I'm believing in you that whatever is your will, then I'm just following that. And I left it alone. How many times do you do that? Do you get to do that? Do you speak to the Lord regularly, or do you speak to your higher power regularly? And then do you listen? And do you, whatever it is you're speaking, are you really believing that? And do you do it? See, when I put that out there, I left it alone. I don't care what my mind and my heart wanted. I left it alone because I know if it's meant for me, it will be. And the same is for you. It's the same holds true for you. Anyway, I came back and I got a chance to watch, because it just ended this afternoon or early afternoon. And a lot of the Facebook Lives were posted. Man, did I get fed again? Oh my goodness. Phew. I'm so thankful and grateful that, they gave us the snippets that they gave us, because all of them were worthy of your time and your attention. It was absolutely phenomenal. But what's even better, and I'll share with you at another time, or you can just follow up on my posts on Facebook, how you can get to the video of the conference. So there's videos of the conference, and you'll be able to get that. The speakers were just, all I can say to you is next year, I'm planning for it now. This was to let me know what'll be in store for me, but that by then I will have some things in place that are moving me to another level. And not just another level, but there's some transformation taking place. And that's one of the reasons why I'm being still, and I'm chilling, and I'm just doing the work. And I'm asking God to make it clear for me, because there's definitely transformation going on, transformation within me and transformation for the business. So some of you will follow me on that journey, both on LinkedIn and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. But more importantly, on the Grit Factor videos. I'm pretty excited about this show. I'll be bringing new people on in the future, doing some interviews with them, right now. This is the second show that I'm actually putting up, and I'm just really kind of developing it as we go along. So the spiritual tea for me today, the jolt that I got was from going to service this morning, and also, and he talked about the they and the God, and he talked about, um, I'm not even going to get into all of it because there's more that I want to share with you. But I will say this. What I got from that was that learning that was like for my, what's the word? My mind in terms of the analytical person that's in me, that I am. That's part of who I am, and I've embraced it. At first, I was refusing it, and people were saying it, and I was like, no, no, no. I've just embraced it. So the analytical mind got fed from church this morning, but and my entire mind and my entire spirit, the Holy Spirit within me was jumping up and down. My soul, my physical being got fed something crazy just watching what I watched on the Facebook Lives from Anointed for Biz. And it is a marketplace conference for those who are business owners, who are in the marketplace, who are also believers. It was business and faith all rolled up into one because you really can't separate one from the other. Anyway, that was my spiritual green tea for today. But here's the main thing. So the main thing I wanted to talk about today, coming on, was this upcoming event on May 11th. For those of you in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and even beyond if you so desire. If you are a woman that's a veteran meaning you've served our country, and perhaps you are still serving, but you will be available on leave, or you're here for a moment, I'm going to encourage you to register to come to Women Warriors in Business. If you are a woman business owner, don't have to be a veteran. If you're a woman business owner, and because that, I just say all women are veterans, quite frankly, because it's just where you're a veteran of. You're a veteran of your job. So if you're a career woman, or if you're working a job and you're just going through, but you are persevering, then you need to be there, because this is going to feed you greatly. You're going to be fed with new knowledge. You're going to be impacted. You're going to be inspired. You're going to be motivated. Well, the inspiration is what's going to lead to your motivation, because I read once that motivation is the outcome of activity. So say that to yourself. Motivation is the outcome of activity. And the key word in there is activity, activity, activity. But what moves you to activity is being inspired. So that's where I come from on that whole thing there. But I just have to tell you, Women Warriors in Business is going to be the place you need to be on May 11th. It'll be in Newark, New Jersey at the Rutgers Business School. And you can get all of that information by going to the website that was created just for this event. I'm really excited to say that this is also, and I'm going to share with you who's sponsoring and who's partnering, because they deserve to be honored. And their sponsors and partners are M&T Bank. I have to tell you, I just went to an event the other night with the African American Chamber of Commerce, and M&T Bank did this significant presentation that had me on the edge of my seat. I can't even believe it, but they had me on the edge of my seat. So it's M&T Bank, Prudential is a sponsor, of course, the U.S. Small Business Administration, the American Legion, Rutgers Business School, Newark and New Brunswick, New Jersey Business Action Center, the Veterans Administration, the U.S. Department of Veterans Administration, and yours, the locals, well, not local, but the network wide America Small Business Development Center of New Jersey, and we all know it here as NJSBDC, New Jersey Small Business Development Centers. And in fact, I'm excited, and I'm just so proud of her, and I've watched how she's been blooming and blossoming and growing ever since I left the SBDC as their director of procurement programs. Helping businesses throughout the state learn, understand, navigate them through the process of being successfully going after contracts for government and corporate America. But I've been watching my former assistant, who's gone on and been elevated in her role to do some phenomenal things, and she on her own has pulled this whole thing pretty much together. So I'm really happy for her and proud of her, and that's I'm going to give kudos to her, and that is Shaika Hopkins. So hear me on that, Shy. You doing a phenomenal job, given the fact that you are pressed. Woo, pressed. I'm telling you, with all the work that's being dumped on you and given to you and getting it done, to pull something like this together is absolutely phenomenal. I know because I've done it, and you and I have worked together on many, many, many a project. And what she told me recently is she said, "I just did what you taught me. Who knew? I was just doing my job and serving our population, which is minority women, small veteran, LGBTQ business owners, making sure that I was serving them the best way I knew how." And she was watching and learning and taking notes. And now she's just tearing it up out there. And I hope she's getting the recognition that she deserves from her employers. So anyway, here you see the website for it. You can just click on that, go to it, make sure that you register. It is, come on, for the veterans, those of you who are women veterans, there's no charge. For women, for the rest of us, whether you're in business or you're working for someone and you really want to step up your leadership roles, you really want to have more knowledge about let me just share with you some of the panel discussions, what's taking place in terms of being an entrepreneurial leader, both in business and in your career. So you can even take that entrepreneurial spirit you already have into the workplace. They call it being an intrapreneur. And also, there are many of you who are in the workplace who are thinking seriously about your own entrepreneurial venture, or maybe you're working the job and working in your business venture on the side, which eventually will become full-time. Believe me, I've done it many a time. Full-time, part-time, full-time, part-time. It's full-time now, and this is it. When I left the last assignment, one thing I knew for sure is the mission that I'm being given is that I'm not to go back. So I literally have said no to opportunities. Can you do that? Do you know how to say no? Being an entrepreneurial leader, you will have to say no. And then you're talking about, they're going to have a panel or plenary session, I should say, on integrated marketing in a digital world. Some wonderful people speaking on that. And then I will be also, two things I'm doing. So I'm working, they got me working. I'm not there, but they working me. So I'm your keynote speaker. And I'm really excited about that. And I'll be bringing a message regarding business in a global marketplace. Business in a global marketplace. And, I'm going to let you come up with what you think that's all about, but I guarantee you, I'm not your norm. So I'm bringing a different fire to that. In addition to that, they have a featured speaker, Ivy Sharmatz, and she's the executive producer of News 12 New Jersey. So then there's some beverages for you. And then not beverages, continental breakfast. And then there will be a lunch. So we'll be speaking over the lunch. And I'm also moderating the plenary session for the real deal in winning public-private contracts. So we've got great representation from both the SBA, from Prudential, from DDB Worldwide, and the state of New Jersey. A lot going on there. It's going to be awesome. I encourage you all to come out and hear some fabulous speakers. I know some of them very well and have heard them speak. Wow, wow, wow. I'm not giving you everything because I want you to go to the website that you see on the page, in the chat, and check it out for yourself. And again, I'm thankful on behalf of Shy for the sponsors she was able to. She brought the sponsors, and the woman she wasn't playing. Okay, she was given this assignment, asked to take over this. I believe it was the SBA that talked to her about it, and she just grabbed it by the horns and is running nonstop. And I'm doing my best to support her in this endeavor. And if you've watched any of my other Facebook Lives, you know that I'm big on supporting people that I really believe in and care for and care about. I will blow you up in a heartbeat. I am all about edification and in that edification, making certain that I'm helping others to achieve the goals that they have, the vision, manifest that vision that they have for what they're supposed to be doing. In other words, that they're out there doing what you're supposed to do in terms of fulfilling God's purpose for your life. Now, I'm a believer in God. Whatever you believe in, fill in the blank. So that's on the main thing. That's all about the main thing. But I have one more thing for you. Let me see what I did with it. Oh, goodness. I'm going to share this with you. And this is all about, I'm really particular about what people call me. And some will call me Dr. Stephanie. Some will call me Stephanie. Some will call me Dr. Burroughs. That's fine. But I hate the nicknames for me. I know others of you like it. I know some of you prefer a nickname because you might have some issues with your name. But for me, no. It's always been something that even as a child I didn't like. So I cannot tell you why then, but I knew it was wrong. I knew there was something wrong about it, but I just didn't know what, and I didn't care. I just didn't like it. And I tolerated it for a long time, and I tolerated it even in my adulthood. But I tell you, I got to a point where I said, no more. You call me by my name. There's a reason for that. And then I began to learn about why. To all of you who've looked up your names to find out what your name means, but do you take it to the next step and go to the concordance? Oh gosh, it'll come to me, the full name, to look up what your name really means. So for me, I looked it up. Strong's Concordance. That's what it is. Strong's Concordance. Let me put that in there. So you find out what your name means, and then you go to Strong's Concordance, and you look it up. Now, I personally like looking up my name in both the Greek and the Hebrew, and I know a lot of different things pop up for Strong's Concordance, and I wish I'd kept the link for the specific one, because when I looked at it in the Greek, it gave you're not looking at the name. Let me just back up. When you've looked up your name and you see what it means, mine is crowned victorious, victory, depending on what you're looking at, that's what you're going to see. You look up that word, the root word victory. I went to look it up. Victory, basically, or being a victor. And it gave me definition in Greek and Hebrew, but the Hebrew was deep. And I saw me. I saw the old me. I saw the now me. And I saw the working towards the new me. It was powerful. The president of the Kingdom Chamber of Commerce, Angela Pipersberg, does a speech on this power in your name. She did actually a sermon, or I believe, on There's Power in Your Name. Is really, really powerful to listen to. So that's where I learned about finding it out there. But then I came upon something else that talks about, now they say, what does the name mean? But really it's your attributes. So for all the Stephanies out there, I'm going to read this to you, because every single one of us, as we were responding, were freaking out about how they really were spot on about our attributes, our personality, our traits. So I'm going to read to you what mine is, and you'll understand why. Now, when you call someone by their name, you're calling them by who they are and whose they are, and who they are, not just by personality, attributes and traits, not just that, but who they really are. Who they really are. See, it's a thing that a lot of people don't take the time to find out about themselves. Who am I? Ask that question. That's another thing I talk on. It's a whole part of the grit factor, growing your grit, firing on all 4 cylinders. But let me just tell you what the attributes or the personality traits are who these Stephanies are. And I'm telling you, I was blowing up. I was just like falling out. Like, are you serious? And everybody's writing these comments. How can they know this? And it's on a website that you can look up for your own name too. It says you're spiritually intense and can sting or charm. Boom. Boy, did they get me. Your name brings love and new starts into life and attracts money. This is for Stephanies. In business, You are the creator and promoter of original ideas and usually enjoy considerable financial success. You have an eventful, exciting life. You are versatile and have the ability to learn easily. Man, oh man. Ooh, you are very intuitive. That one really blew my mind because I've learned that over the last 15, 20 years about it's just growing and growing and growing and getting deeper and deeper. And there were things happening that I was like, Lord, what are you doing? You have a reservoir of inspired wisdom combined with inherited analytical abilities. See, when I read that, I had to finally cave in to what some folks were telling me. So I'll read that again. You have a reservoir of inspired wisdom combined with inherited analytical ability, which could reward you through expressions of spiritual leadership, business analysis, marketing, artistic visions, and scientific research. Psh, psh, psh. You don't even know. You don't even have a clue. Most people don't know who I am because I don't give you everything. Operating on the spiritual side of your individuality can bring you to the great heights and drop you off if you neglect your spiritual identity. And over the last 20 years, maybe 25 years, there's been a growth in my spirituality and my relationship with my creator, and where, at a point where I don't have control over it anymore. So if you hear me speaking this, and I speak it even from a business standpoint, which is why I really wanted to be at Anointed for Business, because I know I would have just gained so much more, but it's all good. There's a time and a place for everything. My time is coming. And so I'm just being in obedience. So I'll read that again. Operating on the spiritual side of your individuality for you Stephanies out there can bring you to the great heights and drop you off if you neglect your spiritual identities. You're always looking for an opportunity to investigate the unknown. That's part of our analytical thing. We just got to go in there and find out and learn and know to use and to show your mental abilities and to find the purpose and meaning of life. You want to grow wise and to understand people and things. You need privacy to replenish your energy. Man, I can't. Oh, people see me out. When you see me, when you hear me, yes, I'm engaging. I'm out there. I'm networking. I'm speaking. I'm training. I'm coaching. I'm doing that thing. But you don't know Stephanie when she shuts it all down and becomes the introvert. Most of my time is spent out there in the public space for your benefit. When I come inside and shut the door and shut it down, people don't hear from me when I'm not out in the public space because it's all replenishing that energy and spending that time filling up with the Holy Spirit and just working on who am I and why I'm here and ensuring that there is evidence of who I am and why I'm here, that I leave behind for others like you to grow from. And finally says we have a unique way of thinking, intuitive, reflecting, and reflective. We have a unique way of thinking, intuitive, reflective, and absorbing. Wow. That's what they say the name means, but no, it's not what it means. I believe that I'll tell you, this is how we think differently. It's the attributes. It's our attributes. It's our traits. And if you're Stephanie and you haven't seen that yet, it's okay. It's okay. It's a good thing. Go ahead. Now you know. I've told you. I've said it to you. I've read it to you. Now you know. It's from the site called 7 Reflections. And you now have the opportunity to start delving into the who am I. And that's something I'll share with you on another Grit Factor. What should I call this? I had the Grit Factor TV show, period. Let's keep it simple. This is just, I want you to just know that it's there. It's if you take the time to sit still and really, really just go inward and don't get caught up in the noise that will immediately hit you, because the mind doesn't want to be quiet and it takes time. It's like in meditation, the minute you decide I'm going to meditate, all of a sudden it's like boom, boom, boom. You're getting smacked all over the place with all kinds of thoughts and all kinds of noise. And it's just noise. You got to get quiet. You got to get quiet. You got to be still. And in that time of just getting to that quietness and that stillness, just keep telling yourself how much you love and thank God for you. How much you love and thank yourself for you. Yeah. So that's what I just wanted to share that on There's Power in Your Name. And I hope that what I've shared with you has been beneficial. I hope that you get something from this. I hope I'm going to see you ladies on May 11th. Come by and say hello at Rutgers University, the business school. All that information, the location, everything is on the website that I put up earlier. So just check it out in the chat. If you have any questions and you want to find out more, feel free to contact me through Messenger with specific information as it regards to this video. If you want to learn more about the services that I provide, of course, go to my website. If you want to share a little bit about who you are and what you're doing and what some challenges, you're just two major challenges you're having right now, especially for business owners and for the women, doesn't have to be just in business. Some specific challenges you're having and you want someone that you can talk to who will coach and navigate you, but you just want to get to know them first or get to know me first, feel free to schedule a quick 30-minute connection meeting with me at www.meetme.so and schedule your meeting. You can also go to my website and click on the widget that'll take you directly to my calendar link where you can schedule. So let me just put that in there again. I encourage you to do that. And for those of you who would really like to spend more time with me, well, listen, since you're watching this, I've got a 1-hour special. It's a 52% off special. 1 hour for $97. And you can go to my website, to the sales page, and you'll see it there. Click, make a payment. You'll get you'll receive a separate link to go to the calendar and schedule your 1-hour session with me. And we'll meet virtually. So it doesn't matter what state you're in. We'll meet virtually using Zoom. Again, I'm Dr. Stephanie D. Burroughs, president of Stephanie Speaking. I hope this has been a blessing for someone out there. I just was called when I came in, and after I got finished watching Anointed for Business, I was like, I don't have a choice. I have to do this. So here we are. Here we go. And watch out for more. God bless each and every one of you. The light in me bows to and honors the light in you. Namaste.